Great morning and happy Monday. This is Kristen Young, the marriage enthusiast, with your Monday morning marriage minded message from Living the Vows. So, last weekend, I experienced the women's conference at my church. It's called the Women Who Soar, and it was a wonderful conference where women come together. There's female preachers from all over who are connected with my pastor, and they go around to different cities, different countries, and share the word of God and truly inspire and motivate women from all walks of life. And it was so powerful because I was able to be a part of the committee as well as being a participant in the services. And I've just truly been in a space of reflection and gaining clarity on how to live in authenticity. Sometimes you've heard me talk about it and being intentional. I say it all the time, all of my emails. I focus on being intentional. And of course, I'm human too, so I fall short in those areas. But it really made me reflect on what that looks like, how to be authentic and how to live intentionally. And the closing word on last Sunday was talking about living from the inside out. So we were talking about how sometimes, well, throughout the conference, just talking about how sometimes we have to make sacrifices and sometimes we're in that place. I shared last week about living in confusion. If you feel like you're in a confused state and you're not clear on why things are happening or how to get out of certain situations, and you feel like you're living right, you're doing right, but things are still just not quite adding up. And then, as I said, that Sunday we closed out with talking about living from the inside out. And so it really made me reflect on how we show up and how does that relate to being intentional. And of course, I always want to tie it into our marriages. So when I thought about living from the inside out and how we're showing up, it's so important for us to recognize how we show up is directly affected to how our marriage shows up. So if we are constantly hiding, if we feel like we're constantly defeated or we're timid or unsure about how to approach things within our marriage, there's certain breakthroughs that are just not happening within your marriage. Sometimes we have to get to a place of being radical. A lot of times we fall into the trap of hiding behind our husbands in the name of them being the leaders of our households and waiting for our husbands to show up and do things so that we can follow them. And although that's great in some scenarios, we have to take that opportunity to listen to our inner man. We have to do a soul check, do a spirit check, and say, what is it that I truly innately know I'm supposed to be doing right now? What is it that I truly hear God calling me to do? What are those things that I absolutely know I've been hiding from, those things that are keeping me up at night, those things that continue to show up and I'm staying silent because I'm not sure, because I'm afraid, because I'm still waiting for my husband to do it first. And I want to encourage you that sometimes, even though your husband is the head of your household, even though we are designed to follow our husband's lead, sometimes in some situations we have to step out on faith and we have to make the first move. We have to position ourselves so that our husbands know to catch up and run ahead of us. But I want to encourage you to be intentional and be clear about what you're being called to do. When you're getting those knots in your stomach and you're just saying, okay, I just wish he would move forward and I wish this would go away. You can't wish it away. That is your spirit telling you that you need to move forward. You need to make that radical action. You need to take that step out on faith and say, you know what? It's time for me to make a shift. It's time for me to live from the inside out. I'm no longer going to follow the world. I'm no longer just going to sit back and do this because my mama said this is what you're supposed to do in your marriage. I'm not just going to sit back and because of the conversation I had with my girlfriends, I'm going to follow their lead and follow their emotions and sit back with the stank attitude. It's time for us to step up. It's time for us to be radical. So I want to encourage you, if you're in that place where you're saying, you know what? Something just keeps pulling on me. Something just keeps encouraging me to to make this shift, and I'm scared because I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Well, guess what? We never know what the outcome is going to be. There's absolutely no guarantee in life but death. So no matter how much you may have done your research, no matter how much you may have done your analysis, there can always be a different outcome from what you anticipate. So I want to encourage you to follow your spirit, to live from the inside out, to encourage yourself and say, you know what? I'm feeling something that's out of the ordinary. I'm feeling something a little different, and I'm going to make the choice to follow that. I'm going to make a stand within my marriage. I'm going to make this shift. I'm no longer going to sit back and wait for my husband. I'm no longer going to sit back and wait to hear what my mama said, or just sit back and sit back idly and just wait for things to happen. No, sometimes we have to stand up and make things happen. So I want to encourage you to go ahead and make that shift. Take that time, get in your prayer closet, do that get in that quiet space and get clear on what you're being called to do, and then take action. And if I can support you with that, that's exactly what Living the Vows is here to do. If you need clarity on, you know what, I've been feeling this unction. I feel like I want to make a shift. I feel like I want to have this conversation with my husband, and I'm just not sure how. I feel like I want to make this shift, and I'm just not quite sure how to put that strategy together. I am here to support you. So I want you to email me, yes, at livingthevows.com. I want to get you on my calendar absolutely free. Let's have a strategy session. I have a few slots available. We do this every single Monday. Make sure you get on the calendar so I can support you with getting that clarity. I want to see you thrive in 2016. 2016 is not over yet. You have an opportunity to thrive, to make a shift in your marriage right now. So I encourage you to reach out. And of course, if you like this video, please share it. We thank you for all of the shares, for all of the comments, for all of the likes. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Everything is Living the Vows on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all Living the Vows. To all of my wives, please join us in our private Facebook group. The 2 Ring Connection is for wives only. It's a powerful place where you can ask questions, gain resources. I do some separate videos just for the wives in that group. So connect with us. And of course, as I said, if I can support you, I want to support you. So reach out right now, comment on this video, inbox me directly, inbox us on our Living the Vows Facebook page. Let us know how we can support you, and let's get this done today. So I absolutely love you. Have an intentional week, and I will see you next Monday.